Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, Skip the Stuff. He wants it all. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
What stuff? What did I say that? I just skipped the stuff I want it all. I listened twice. I don't remember saying that.
That's the menu stuff. You want the napkins and the forks and the soy sauce?
I want all of that stuff. Yeah, I want the fishbowl with all the crap in it. Like, for real.
Have you not ordered?
I don't know. I've got a bag full of soy sauces and duck sauces from, the Johnson administration. Just
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. Zach, people are sharing these episodes. Believe it or not. It's not just our two friends. There's some random people sharing. I always leave like hey, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's great. I love when we get the randoms on there. There's a real random. Samantha. Hi. It's exciting stuff.
We got a great show planned for today. I got topics for days.
Yeah, me too.
Before we get into today's episode, Zachy, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking?
We are doing a fridge binge because we're getting ready for England. So, hi neighbor, another one of these Narragansetts. You might see something crappy next week, but I'll have heat to throw after England. What do you got?
I have a very kindly donated to the show beer. Jilly from Philly, Mr. Andrew Rothman, was so kind to give me a Lawson's Finest Liquids Sip of Sunshine IPA, 8% alcohol. Check out, it's a tall boy, and I don't know if he's a cheap guy, but he made a point to tell me, it's $5 a can.
He's definitely a cheap guy. Anyway, not
my point is it an expensive beer, or did you just go to the wrong store?
No, he just wants to let you know that he broke a 5 on it. He's never done for anybody else. But does he bring those IRL, or does he send them to you? Because if he's sending to you, look at me, please. If he's sending them to you, then I have got some real problems with him.
Quite the opposite. We drove to his house and picked him up. And
you don't bring me one back?
Release the Kraken.
You drove to pick him up? For what?
I told you, L'chaim. I told you before the episode, we just got a bunch of stuff for my kid.
So they gave you their hand-me-downs and you gave him a ride? Where was he going? The bus stop?
I drove to his house to get all the stuff, and then he was like, hey, want to try this beer? You can use it for the podcast. And I have a laundry list of beers I want to drink for the show, but this moves right to the top.
Because of that? Or whatever. I shan't be driving to Philly for him. Eventually, one day maybe.
Hey, Zach, I'm going to need you to read the name of today's episode, episode 192. Calling this one?
My Nooga.
Okay. What do you think that means?
That you don't want to say the N-word?
One of my pet peeves, I think I've mentioned this to you in the last couple of months, the amount of people that listen to our show and will text me stuff, which usually we've covered weeks ago, which is really annoying, or they send me something that's...
Eric, your boy?
Or people say stuff that's just so stupid, and you're like, oh, okay, that was pretty good. Well, shout out to Jilly from Philly. Andrew Rothman
You're hitting that note very hard.
Maybe I'll edit it in. Maybe I'll edit it out.
No,
he sent me some... It went viral, which it got to me.
He went viral?
No. He sent me something that went viral before I had a chance to watch it with this new kid in my life 2 months later. I'm very rarely on the talk these days.
No.
There was a very bad marketing scheme, or maybe it was just the program. The Chattanooga Lookouts is the name. The Reds AA team made these shirts that just said Nooga. And you're looking at it, and because of the circularity of the O and the G, you're looking at it like, they're definitely going for, right? Like, it's one of those things where, how do you not see this?
I wouldn't have seen it if you hadn't put the my in front of it. I would have thought it was like, Nooga Shaka. Ooga Shaka.
Nooga.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it, but, I don't see color. I'm sorry that you and Rothman do.
Well, it was this really funny black guy who did a whole bit on it. Because he sees it. You look at it and you just clearly... It's like when you and I see anything that's swastika kind of looking, it's the first thing we say.
Yeah. It's the first thing we see. I don't see the Indian symbol for peace. I see, Zig Heil.
So this thing was great. And they've had to take it off the website. They're not selling these shirts anymore. They're contraband. And his story is really good. And it just makes you... it really lets us know as a society how we're on such high alert for these type of things where you can say something that's not wrong, but people are waiting.
Yeah, they can't wait to get offended. It's like comedy is dead. I should be doing this in a Chief Wahoo hat.
So that led me to something the other day where, my son's 2 months old and he's not doing so great with some of his motor milestones. And we're working on it. We're trying to do better. And I said in context, I was
catch
like,
the fly in the chopsticks yet?
he catches a bagel in the chopsticks.
Oh!
You like that, right?
That's not bad.
Well, the other day I said to Julia, like, we need to work on it. I don't want his motor development to be retarded. And she looks at me like, well, I don't think you could say that. I was like, wait, stop. I don't make fun of special people. That's not what I do. I said, but that literally is the appropriate word for that. I guess I could say delayed, but whatever. And then slowly from there,
I said delayed, but you went for it.
I wasn't even being mean about it, but I said the word, and then I said something like, look, I don't want him to be late. I don't want him to be tardy. And she looks at me and goes, I don't think you can say that. And I went, wait a minute. That is actually what that means. So
amazing.
It just made me think, Zach, if I was the physical therapist at the Special Olympics and Team Canada was running late, am I allowed to call them tardy?
As a collective, yeah. Tardy, eh?
Tardy, eh?
We have for some Tim Hortons. We're tardy, eh?
It's another example of like, that is the right word. I actually remember going to elementary school and they always would say tardy. Like, that's what you were. I just remember saying, like, why don't you say you're late for stuff? Everything was tardy.
Right. Because they were calling it like they saw it.
Is that word banned? Are we allowed to say that anymore?
Yeah, of course we can. We're bringing it back. Taking it back. Taking them all back.
Got one more for you.
Go on.
We're watching The Bachelor last week.
I thought you were out. I thought you quit.
You have no idea how bad it is. Well, so they have a black bachelorette this season, and she's down to the final 4 as far as I know, or maybe it's 3. I'm really not paying attention. It's god awful. And it's 3 black guys and 1 white guy. Well, I know which one's the white guy. The other 3 black guys, like, one of them's tall, 2 of them look very similar. And I keep on joking that the guy looks like Draymond Green, so I'll just call him Draymond Green. And the other one, no, the tall guy is skinny. He's from Nigeria. He's kind of easy to pick out. He's massive. But these other 2 guys, they look so similar, except one of them, for whatever reason, his hobby is crochet and knitting and doing scarves and stuff. And so I'm sitting there watching a show and I'm trying to tell them apart. I turned to Julie and I went, wait a minute, is that the knitter? And she looks at me like, what did you just say? I'm like, no, like the guy who knits. And again, on high alert, she's just like, you can't say that.
Say that?
Can you? Why not?
So wait, we've got Sala and then a guy who knits and someone else like Carlton Banks. Like what kind of show is this?
The Bachelorette on ABC.
So, how about that? Or whatever. It was just an excuse to get an air up there joke in there. Nevertheless,
Saleh.
I
think it's Saleh. Saleh is what his name was. Air up there is a top 10 for me. Not
of
too
all
low.
Time?
Yeah,
like
it's great.
Godfather, Citizen Kane, air up there. Wow.
Jimmy Dolan, shake and bake.
Exactly. So anyway,
I had like 10 VHSs growing up, and that was one of them.
You sound like a poor.
We're
idiots tonight. This is good times. Yeah.
So you want to keep the racial wars going?
Nothing's phasing me tonight.
Tell me you heard about Black Aquaman.
Aquaman?
Well, Momoa's Aquaman, right? I don't do DC. I barely do Marvel.
Sure.
This is
Vinny Chase was Aquaman.
Entourage is so bad.
I would love to have seen that movie. Vinny Chase and James Woods as Aquaman. I'm in. With Mandy Moore, take my money.
There was something that went viral this weekend where it was this black dock worker, security guard, and then these guys are rednecks. They're white, they're big, they're fat, they move slowly, and they're hammered, and they're trying to park their boat after Boo's cruising around. And the guy's like, you can't hear it, but you can see him going like, no, go away. Next thing you know, they attack this guy, and you're watching an infant fighting a baby. I mean, it's so bad. These guys are all big and drunk and fat, and the security guard is pushing 80 at this point. And the next thing you know, you see people in another ship, a young kid dives into the water, swims across to go over and whoop ass. Black Aquaman.
That's not bad. So what is with boats and did you see the Alabama? This is on my what's quirky, but let's go ahead. Did you see the Alabama melee?
No.
So there's apparently a riverboat cruise that goes through Alabama.
I think that's what I'm talking about right now.
It's the same thing?
Same thing.
The initial fight guy, he throws his hat in the air and they just rumble.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
You didn't keep going where another guy from another boat is actually.
I didn't
in what
see
world
the swim.
do you jump into the water to go save somebody?
That's go over the rail for this.
Talking about the push?
No, some guy went up and over the rail and in the melee. He like dives off the top rope like he's Jimmy Snuka. Like, yeah, exactly. The thing was it was a melee. It's great.
Yeah. Last thing I want to talk about, because I have been getting a lot of text today about my thoughts, my
Black
opinions.
Aquaman is any black guy could do a full lap. It's fantastic. It's just
people want to know what my thoughts are, but I'll just go ahead and ask you. After the Mets scored how many wins this past weekend? Not a lot. Get your brooms out. I'm assuming you heard about the Orioles camera guy who got suspended.
Also, his announcer.
Oh, did I sink your submarine?
It's one of mine. Yeah.
You tell me. Go ahead.
It's your account, but Gary Cohen said there's 29 teams in the league that would take him.
Well, he's suspended right now.
3 games, or is it a week?
I don't know if they said.
By the way, do you get the same suspension, I think, as Jose Ramirez, who also is on my list?
Oh, that was a nice right.
That's the best hit of the... You're a UFC guy. That was the best punch of the weekend.
It was a technical fight.
Go on. But tell me your Orioles first, then we'll get into
right. So people want to know what I think about this. Now, for me, here's the problem with these broadcasters getting suspended. The bar has been set at dropping N-bombs. Like, oh, Castellanos fly ball. Like, or they make a gay joke. They literally say the N-word. Like, we went to the Negro. Like, it's that should not be the bar.
He went for it.
That is instantaneous fire terrible. I don't think this guy should have been suspended. It wasn't what he did was so bad. But I'm going to go ahead and defend Angelos. The Orioles right now are having a record history-making season.
Yeah, they write
certainly
Disney movies about these kind of seasons.
They do.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of, you have a friend and you're introducing him with his new girlfriend to a bunch of your friends. You don't start off by going, now, he's doing really well with this one because every time he's gone to Tampa, he's cheated on all of them. It's been really bad the last 15 out of 16 times. Like, you kind of frame it differently. There's no reason to bring up the past when you're talking about Luis Matos and Melvin Mora not being able to perform. There's very little crossover from these teams that you need. I get what you're doing. It's different. There's no reason to bring up all this bad history. The suspension was a little bit much. But what people think, it's not Ron Burgundy. He does not stand in front of the camera and read what the producer puts up. It is a collaborative effort. He develops those stories. He writes that stuff, and he went with, let's talk about how bad they've been doing the last, it was like 16 series. I assume that's at least 5 to 6 years ago. There's no reason to bring that up.
Mm-hmm. No,
he
went for it, but yeah.
I mean, the Angelos family are the worst. I mean, I'm going to win the Mega Millions tonight and buy the Orioles, just FYI.
Well, you would have been better off not this year. Now the price is going up.
Who cares? You can. Uncle Dan taught me the way to do it. You buy now, sell higher.
Buy now, pay later. It's like Stephanie Tanner.
So that's my thoughts on it. Unless you have anything else to add.
No, that's it. I mean, I don't think you need to go down. Jose Ramirez, by the way, got off easy. 3 games, and he's appealing. That's the best part. There was 10 cameras that showed him punch Tim Anderson in the face and knock him out. He's appealing.
Did you see the beginning of the fight?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Tell me you saw the umpire basically scare him up and go, let's get it on, and then back up.
The guy got the hell out of there, too. He went in one time. It was like Mills Lane. He got the hell out of it. He was the best part of the whole fight. He bailed so fast. And by the way, Anderson was doing some like hold me back. Jose Ramirez is a beast. He's like 5'9" in all directions, and he brings it. Now, he's on my fantasy team, so losing him and Clase for 3 games and not ideal. But he got his money's worth. And did you hear what Francona said afterwards about it? Boys will be boys. That's all he said. That was his take. He couldn't have cared less.
The word on the street is Anderson is a royal piece of shit.
Oh, everyone hates him. He's an instigator.
They say I also didn't know. He did the Alex Rodriguez, marry a woman, have kids, and then just up and leave and marry somebody else and have more kids.
What athlete hasn't? But that's
Emmanuel Clase, I bet you hasn't.
Emmanuel Clase is doing just fine. He's got kids in 15 states.
Countries.
Yeah, maybe. No. Anderson is the. By the way, I think that the suspension, like other guys, if you did the Freddie Freeman, you go down for a month. Like everybody, nicest guy in the league, everyone loves him. Tim Anderson, you get 3 games and we'll hear your appeal. We'll see how this goes. Oh, there's definitely double standards for people like the athletes, the guys that like and don't like.
He was Team USA this past year.
Yeah, well, at least he's doing better than the women's team did.
Oh, they went down.
They did.
I was up and I watched it.
Were you?
I did that.
Your kid is
like minute 15 on. The kid's on. I want Julia to sleep sometimes after I get like 6-7 hours. I'm like, all right, let me do this the morning thing. So I actually forgot about it. And I was downstairs like, oh, I'll watch it.
They stink on ice. The fact that they got the goalie. By the way, you definitely could have put 4 past that goalie. I mean, they got their goalie kicking goals.
Tell me that wasn't great. I actually didn't know. I didn't know you couldn't do that. I didn't know the goalie.
Idea the goalie could take. I even played all the time. I had no idea the goalie could get in there. She fired a missile.
Better moment, if there could have been, is one goalie scores on the other one, then the other goalie comes back and loses.
Just let the 2 of them just keep going. Just duke it out.
So Dallas Josh went ahead and said, like, well, in 1996, in the 26th round, Manchester United lost it. I'm thinking, like, yeah, 26th round. They put that chick up like 7th.
He's a virgin. Just shocking. Skolnick
drinks
over
and
there.
Knows things.
Skolnick.
No, I thought it was pretty interesting, but you know what? Nothing made me happier than Rapinoe with the chance to win after all her bitching. Yeah. She was the reason.
Love it.
But I have to side with
sports. I don't hate. I like the Mia Hamm, Chastain, Show Your Tits team. I love that team. She did. Nice UMass goalie.
I get confused
Brianna
with like
Scurry.
Abby Wambach and Hope Solo and Carly Lloyd.
Hope would both beat the shit out of you.
Hope Solo has beaten the shit out of men.
I know. Did you ever hear her 911 call when the person called?
I know what I'm doing after this podcast.
It's unbelievable. It's like, this is a domestic abuse. This is an assault. It's Hope Solo. Like, it's unbelievable. The call is as good as any of it.
She dropped her own name.
No, it was someone else calling about her. Like, just name dropping right and left. It's like, I know Hope Solo. It was so good. The 911 call is as good as it gets.
But was it Carly Lloyd or somebody after the Portugal game who was like, why are they celebrating? They literally almost lost the 10-something game.
Yeah. Who doesn't fuck around? She won that Marines game that I used to watch. That, like, toughest person in the world. Yeah, her and, like, one of the kids from 7th Heaven just crushed it.
You know the dad's in all the jail, right?
All the jail. Yeah. He's in that little cage like Magneto.
Yeah. Zach, I feel bad for sinking your Quirks, but are you still jerky, or you want to do some more quirky?
I'm so fucking jerky. Well, first things first, I got a new telephone this week. It's normal people get a phone, they go in, it takes 15, 20 minutes. For me, it was 4 trips. So my mom had an old iPhone with the button, needed a new one. You don't need me to go with you, Mom. This is why people have sons. I go, what do you
have an iPhone? I have the phone.
Yeah, it's very. You can go with Grammy. I said, so Mom, what do you need me to do? She goes, I need you to keep me calm, make sure I don't kill someone in there. Okay. We go in the store. We don't have an appointment. It's 6:00. We wait for 15 minutes. Then some woman, we're eyeballing her. She starts I'm going as fast as I can. Oh boy, we started. I go, whatever you're doing, just do it. Do it faster. And don't. It's like Alan Rickman. Don't waste time talking to me. It was Hans Gruber.
What?
Yeah. So then, nevertheless,
I thought you were doing a Love Actually reference.
No, it was Gruber. That's all I quote. So anyway, then my mom gets into it with her. Then the manager comes over. You need an appointment. You have to come back tomorrow. We made an appointment. We get the appointment. We show up. We're very happy. We're very calm. Now we have to wait more. We're going crazy at this point. Then we finally get seen by the guy, and we're, having at him, and it's not going anywhere. My mom promised me a free phone. I said, Mom, it's a terrible deal. You don't have to do that. It's like $1,000 phone for me to just go with you and help. Her phone, her upgrade, $450. My phone, free. It would have been free anyway. So I went in there for no reason, because I could have just walked in calmly and gotten my free phone. Then there's this Israeli guy next to us who's eating an ice cream sandwich who keeps coming up and asking our guy, we have the window, questions. And our guy keeps getting distracted. So as we turn to the Israeli guy in unison, and start screaming at him. And
Make an appointment. You call my number.
He goes, you don't need to get loud. I'll get loud too. I go, let's go, Playboy. Get loud. I went nuts. Then my mom is screaming at him. Just get back there. I don't care about any of your questions. You make an appointment. Just wait. And that's why we chased him. But because he got distracted, our guy gave me the wrong storage amount in the phone. I'm now incensed. So I go back to get it fixed. Next day, he's not there. So I said, great, the guy in front of me, why don't you just do it? Only he can do the codes for the changeover and upgrade.
Steve Jobs?
This is now time number 3. I am nuts. I just lay into this guy. This is bullshit. This is nuts. Get him on the phone. Give me the code. It was like a submarine movie. Turn your key. I was screaming and like having a meltdown in Verizon. Nothing doing. To the point where like I had to go play a round of golf to like get my mind off it and then go back afterwards. I walk in there like a house on fire. Now this is trip number 4.
This is on the one on 82nd Street, 83rd?
80th and Broadway.
Yeah, I've been there. They're idiots. It's the
You
worst.
don't even know.
Oh,
why have you been there?
I have Verizon. Hi. I used to live on the Upper West Side, not in the Heights.
Oh, yeah. They moved across the street, and now it's even worse. It's even worse. I don't know what they sell there. The security guard knew my name by the I walk in, Mr. Elias. The guy knew me at that point. All hell broke loose. And if I was going to kill the guy. And one guy goes, well, if you want to do the data transfer, it's a $24 charge. I go, I will not be paying that charge. Just do the transfer. Well, I said, he goes, I'll waive it.
Oh, I didn't know that that's a charge there. I don't think AT&T does the charge.
I don't know, but like I think when you show up for a punch card 4 times and you get the charge for free. When he said $24, I looked at him and like, Hamdam Shabai. I almost ripped his heart out and just showed it to him. I went crazy.
My physical therapy routine, when I have a patient who starts telling me about all their surgeries, and I'm like, oh my goodness, how many surgeries have you had? If they say anything less than 5, I use 5. If they say less than 10, I go, oh, I heard if you get a 10th one, you get a free t-shirt. Gets a laugh every time. Every time.
I got another quirky, but yeah, Verizon was a harrowing experience. You can get Cameo now for bad news. Wait. You want to drop bad news on someone? You can do
Cameo. You can literally just say like, "Hi, I'd like to have a threesome." Like anything in the world.
No, I thought it was only birthdays.
No, don't you remember Bruce Buffer broke up with somebody for a person?
No, I don't remember. That. Oh, I'll check that out.
Good.
I know what I'm doing after this.
It's like, and just wanted you to know he's moving on.
That's pretty good. That's a very good use of $200. According to social media, the world, Gen Z are the worst tippers. 30% of Gen Z don't tip. Like Mr. Pink.
Does the Z stand for Zach in Gen Z?
It does not. I tip usually. I'm a pretty good tipper because I'm actually a decent tipper because I don't want to be a stereotype. I don't want to get lambasted for not tipping. So I'll buy my way out of that situation if I can. Now, Uber and Lyft, when they don't see me, we'll see how that goes. Honestly, I usually do. I sometimes forget. Like 3 days later, you want to give him 5 stars on a tip?
No!
I forgot who he is already. If it happens in the moment, then it pops, so I usually will. But
more likely to get it from you right there and then.
Absolutely. So in Brooklyn, I don't know if you've seen this, they're demoing robot trash cans.
No.
It's like a fucking little R2-D2 shows up and the trash cans just go around so you don't have to get out of your chair to drop your trash off. Love it. So like if you're eating like a paper plates and stuff, and the trash can's like 14 feet away, it'll just come to you. They bring the mountain to Muhammad. Brooklyn.
I'll just say Flatbush, like, because somebody's going to steal the trash can at some point.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be like that Drinks robot in Revenge of the Nerds. I don't know how to segue into this, so let's just go. Lizzo's dancers are suing her for body shaming?
How much of this do you know? I know the whole story.
Not enough, I guess, but like...
So her dancers are known to be body positive. They are bigger dancers.
Sure.
Do you know what she made them do?
Go on. Eat?
Yeah. She took them to a strip club and start using your imagination. Food. She had to eat food. It was one of those like you couldn't say no. and they don't eat the finger food at strip club. But it was all types of wrong. Just like anything you could imagine the strippers were using and then the dancers were having to eat. I mean, it was bad.
Sounds like a blast.
Meanwhile, though, she lost like 300,000 followers or something.
Oh, pet followers.
Which is like, she has 3 million. Like, not that big of a deal. But her iTunes streams are down. She is taking a big hit, which good because she hasn't had a hit in forever.
I don't know any of her hits. She plays a flute. That's all I know.
I put my hair back, shake my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Feeling good as hell.
I've heard that song. It's okay.
It's Dynamite, but the only hit
Dynamite? I think we're a little bit fast and loose with Dynamite here.
I just know her next hit, Zach, is going to be Insulin. That's it.
Hey-o! Tori Spelling's living out of an RV, so there's that.
No, that's impossible. Her dad was worth $1 gajillion.
Well, she spent it all because she's living out of a goddamn trailer. Saw footage. Fire in the hole. Spent it all. And a few days ago, I get a text from Jenna. You're not by Union Square. The worst? No, you just said?
No, I said she's...
the rake. Anyway, Union Square, the riot. Did you see that thing with K. Sanat or K. Sarah, whatever his name is?
K. Sarah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what his oeuvre or his bailiwick, but he was.
I just know what he did. Yeah,
he was giving out free video games, and anyone under 16 wanted to start some shit. Showed up. Jesus Christ! It was a bad zoo. I mean, there's that. I didn't mean that. Yeah, a little bit of that. The woman, did you hear the woman got shark bitten in the Rockaways recently?
No, I heard there was some sharks though.
There was a shark bite in the Rockaways. She lost 20 pounds of flesh.
That's like a saying, right? 10 pounds of flesh? 7 pounds of flesh? 7 pounds.
No, that's what Shylock wanted.
No, what's the actual movie with Will Smith? Is it 8 pounds of flesh?
I have no idea.
It's a saying. It's a thing.
Yeah, Shylock made it, but she lost 20, so she doubled Shylock. Double down.
Maybe Lizzo should go swimming out there.
Zing. It's not enough sharks. We're going to need a bigger boat.
Zach, you got more?
I got one more, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you know who Jane Castor is?
She owes me $5.
She could afford it. She is the mayor of Tampa Bay who, while on a fishing trip, reeled in $1 million worth of cocaine.
Wow.
She just thought she had a fish, and she reels in. Where's the picture of it?
That's a brick.
That!
Wow. It was all together?
Yeah, like a thing. They probably dunked it, and that's how they got it. I don't know. There's a lot going on here, but she reeled it in. She was a cop for 30 years, so she knew what the street value was. She's definitely a dirty cop.
I couldn't tell you what $1 million worth of cocaine is. Is it like a book bag?
No, it's like that.
Yeah, Julia's show that she used to work on, at the end when they would do a big bust, they would show you the drugs.
How big
and then
was
it'd
the
do like,
and
then it'd be like $600,000.
Just some kind of bust.
I'm like, it's okay.
That's very impressive.
It was a lot.
That's what I got.
Wow, that was. I didn't realize you'd be so big this week, Zach. Let's skip. Let's skip what you're watching and move into.
Hold on, no, we're not skipping anything because you son of a bitch. I don't like flying in general. You know I'm going to Heathrow imminently, and you've got me watching Hijacked. I'm trembling.
Are you finishing yet?
No, I'm 4 deep.
Oh, he dies in the next episode. It's really sad.
Everybody dies everywhere. They just shot the girl with the yogi.
But they didn't show it.
Yeah, I don't know what's to believe.
That didn't. Anyway. Well, I'm of the Game of Thrones mentality. If I didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Fine. Well,
they
nevertheless,
definitely shot her, though, by the way. They'll show her later.
Great. I don't love where any of this is going, and I'm going there, too.
When do you leave?
I don't know. The 18th, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Ron Katz, you're on deck.
Ron Katz. Ooh. Bringing in a pinch hitter. I like it.
Give me Vaughn.
Give me Vaughn is right. Yeah. Give me Katz. Wow. So I'm watching that. Yeah.
But, great, right? For a movie about nothing. For a show about nothing.
It's pretty good. I thought Fubar was fire, but nobody else seems to besides me and Molly.
My sassy friend.
Yeah, your sassy friend. It's a daddy-daughter show. I like it. Wild Things? A Wild Thing Vaughn. I thought Vaughn Katz is currently watching Wild Things. Pause for the pool scene.
Pishadoo of the week, Zachy. I got 11 candidates. Let's blow through these. Football season is coming, and I am rock hard. Tell me you heard your boy Dan Campbell. I think he said this years ago when he first became the head coach of the Lion. He actually wants a lion on the sidelines in a cage. What could go wrong?
You see Ugga bits somebody, so,
all the time.
Lion.
They're also on like August 13.
I hope he bites your brother-in-law.
Why? He's a nice kid.
Go Dogs. I hope Ugga bites him. He's not that nice.
Candidate number 2. He has quite the temper. Candidate number 2. Yeah, it's bad.
We're going to blow by that. He's a maniac.
So, he has his moments. He's like 99% sweetheart, but 1% not. But the 1%'s a lot. So it's kind of like you. Like you're 90% great, 10% horrible, but your horrible is so bad that it's like 50-50 at this point.
My horrible's charming.
So I read this.
Fresh or frozen.
After the USA-Portugal game, I actually went online and I just sent an article. It was like all the what happens if. I think this is ridiculous, and I don't know how to solve this, but there were so many, like, the first tiebreaker, the 6th tiebreaker, the 8th, whatever it was, like, the 9th tiebreaker, they literally flip a coin to see who moves on. And if you
can. Physical challenge.
Okay. Like, I might be overdoing it. It was like the 4th or 5th tiebreaker was to draw, it's, quote, to draw lots, which I assume is like the straw thing where it's like.
I have no idea what drawing a lot is. Should draw a lot. Pictionary. Draw lots.
I just
best artist versus their best artist. Go.
It was like the 4th or 5th tiebreaker was literally essentially flipping a coin, which I thought was ridiculous. Candidate number 3, with the lottery being played tonight, I saw this other article. Somebody won $100 million a couple years ago, which is life-changing. You'll never work again. They throw an anniversary party every year that apparently is so big that their neighbors are bothered. Do you know who the Pishadoo in this is?
The neighbors?
The neighbors. Move away. I don't care. Also, the lottery winners, why are you that close to your neighbors that it matters?
How big is this party? Why aren't the neighbors invited? So you have that big a party, and you can't say, hey, guys, this is going to be a fucking rager. You're going to complain anyway. You might as well just come over.
I was saying to say to a patient, Zach, there is no size of a party. There's no amount of money that I invite anybody on my street to anything at any time.
I don't
nothing.
Care. Nothing?
Not even nothing.
I would have fight him.
Cat number 4, Jalen Hurts, dedicated for this year's football season, has changed his lock screen to him. I think it's him in the Super Bowl, and he's not changing. Or maybe it's him, or maybe it's the Chiefs winning, where it's going to motivate him, and he will not change it until he wins the Super Bowl. He's might have this
a picture of Mahomes on his screen forever.
Possibly forever. Like, it's, even though he's very good, and I don't know if you saw their practice the other day, they did it at the Link. The stadium was filled. It was pretty cool. That's just insane, right?
So if he breaks his leg on the first play of the season, Mahomes is his background forever.
For at least there's just no way they win the Super Bowl this year, right? Like, even if he gets back there, it's not, and there's nobody in the NFC.
Because the Jets are going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next candidate, this is a weird one just because it's me. Early in the mornings, a lot of times I just want to put on some chill music with my son because I can only do so much like Yankee Doodle Dandy. So half the time I just put on some like weird cover bands, whatever. I found this band, it was in a bigger playlist. I couldn't tell you the song they were covering, but their name is Rit Momney, which is basically just Mitt Romney, but you switch the first letters. That might be the stupidest fucking name of a band I've ever heard in my life.
It sounds like a ripoff of the Dan Band. You might as well just go with them.
It really bothered me, and it's been on my list for weeks. And I was like, I'm really annoyed with this.
I think you need more sleep.
Oh, you can say that again. Next candidate. I couldn't tell you who this chick is. Clarissa Shields. She is
it all.
She is a MMA fighter of some sort. I think she's biologically female and everything. She is full-blown taking on a man in an MMA fight. I don't know their skill levels. This is a weird one. One, because I do know somebody that had a 10-year kick in the dick bet that a woman will fight a man in MMA. But also,
if this happens, is he going to get his kick in the dick? Are you going to?
I think the bet might have expired. But this thing,
flicking the nut.
It's a lose-lose. I don't get
this. It's a lose. How do you hit a girl?
Oh, I literally was just I punch girls all the time.
Well, that's a you problem.
They're going to clip that and put that on the internet.
You're so good. Just that.
Hair plugs.
Yeah. So wait a minute. You can't do it on national TV. You just can't.
Mm-mm. It's like a barstool thing.
Yeah, you can't punch a girl on TV.
Speaking of punching girls that I want to punch, your girl Mia Khalifa came out recently. You know her repertoire was like 6 months of work. She just really, really made a lot of money.
So wait, she was a worker.
She was a worker. She has been out of the game and doing all types. She was in
Right,
Rami, which I watched.
She's in what? Romney?
Rami is a show on Hulu.
Oh.
It's decent. It has a couple good episodes, but
she's
been
clothed. That she can act.
She's terrible. But she is now advocating for like no. Everything now is like she's trying to become legit, kind of like Sasha Grey and Entourage. 1 podcast. But
yeah, wide
Mia Khalifa came out and it's like, girls, don't settle for less. If you want to get ahead, you leave your man. And if you do this, and I'm thinking like,
I've seen her get ahead.
Oh, exactly. I don't want to hear any advice from that.
By the way, you know she plays Arab and the whole thing. She's Spanish. She's all fake. It's all fugazi.
I don't think she's Spanish.
I think she is.
They do a lot of that though. There's a lot of Spanish girls that are but no, I think she's not Arab. She's something else. She might be Indian, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. All right.
Thank God you look down, you missed what I said, you're gonna die. Anyway.
This one's a personal favorite just because I was there. But in Costa Rica, there is literally a bridge called the Crocodile Bridge. And you go up and you look down, and do you know what they have down at the Crocodile Bridge?
Alligators.
Some of the biggest goddamn crocodiles I've ever seen. Now, I don't know if this is where that was, but there was a Costa Rican soccer player. Basically, famous last words from a guy is, "Hey guys, watch this." He jumped in the water where there were crocodiles. I don't think it was the same one that I was at. Do you know what happened to him?
He fell in and got eaten by a crocodile.
Yeah.
Now, Ron Katz is doing a fact checking there, or at least he's just got no pants on.
He's our Jamie Vernon. It's great.
He's also jerking off to Mia Khalifa, but these things happen. He's not jerking off to us. I love Ron Katz. He's the best.
He is really good. He might replace you, Dan Kona.
So
anyway, this Costa Rican soccer guy gets eaten. And by the way, because he was like, "Hey, watch this," everybody took out their phones, which means there's also footage of him getting eaten.
You froze over there, Chief.
I'm not.
It doesn't matter. Keep going. He's getting eaten. That's pretty good. He's
Can you hear me?
Pishadoo. I hear you. I hear Jimmy.
Okay. So he gets eaten. There's footage. And now, of course, online, the footage goes viral and people are getting really offended. Like, we don't want this footage. This is terrible. You need to take it down.
Fuck that. If you want to go see a guy getting eaten by a crocodile, there's worse things on the internet.
Nah, I agree with you. So, keeping it moving, the next one.
You're unfrozen. You're good.
I really enjoy this one, but there is a guy who got arrested. He was a gingered little person with an Irish accent who carried around a pot of gold and convinced 40 different women to sleep with him for his pot of gold.
And he's a Pishadoo. Why?
Oh, no. The story is, that's the story. The Pishadoo are the women who thought that he was an actual leprechaun.
Oh, yeah, they're idiots. He's a genius.
I'm the leprechaun.
Oh, I hope he's had a better backstory than that. But yeah, he's genius.
You're scaring me, Wayne.
And he got arrested.
I forget when he got arrested for something, but the whole story was so weird. Last two. I'm so glad you watched more Hijack. First one, I heard this today. Iraqi Airlines, they had a baby bear cub locked up in a cage on the flight.
That checks.
That got loose and was going through the aisles. The thing was, it was so little that it was kind of like cute and friendly. And the bigger problem was getting people to stop playing with this bear cub during.
It's the most fun flight of all time.
It is. All right. 1, why are we transporting bears? 2, how in the hell do you let that thing get loose?
How does it get itself loose? I don't know. And how does it get from like wherever it's being kept up to the cabins?
I had
so
many questions about this thing.
The upstairs airplanes, they have a little bubble where like real rich people sat.
Emirates. That's even above your pay grade.
That's above mine. I sat in the upstairs bubble by accident once coming back from something. And it was like my mom and I got separated. She's like, "Oh, you can't sit together, but we have extra seats up here." We're like, "We're good. We're going up." It was nuts.
So that one was really crazy. And because you've watched Hijacked, I'm going to keep it going. There was a woman. Now, they pitched the story online to get you to click it, which I did. But apparently, a woman got into the cockpit and was able to convince a pilot to fly over the SoFi Arena during a Taylor Swift show so she could at least just see it from overhead.
That's
and I'm
true.
Like, it was true.
There's no way you can veer off 3 degrees and crisscross. I've seen enough hijack to know this isn't going to happen.
Wait, have you seen where they veer off 3 degrees yet?
Yes. Nevertheless, she must have blown that guy because there was zero chance that she actually must have blown the both of them because the co-pilot, who at this point to me is still Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm the co-pilot. There's no way that happens. How do you get in that thing? It's like a bulletproof room.
So I clicked the link, and apparently what she did was during a layover, she went to the pilot and said, hey, I would really like to do. She was able to convince him during the layover, which I get that's okay. My issue is, why the fuck did he let her in the cockpit at any point?
We just went over that. She gave him a little knob schlub.
Dan Campbell wants a lion to draw lots during the World Cup. You can apparently flip a coin. The lottery winner neighbor is still complaining. Jalen Hurts, lock screen. Rit Momney. Clarissa Shields fighting a man in MMA. Mia Khalifa, Costa Rica soccer crocodile. The Irish midget. Iraqi airline cub. And Tay Swift flyover. Who is the Pishadoo?
I think it's the crocodile. Anytime there's a Darwin Award, you got me. Anytime a guy dies in Crocodile Island or whatever it is and you get eaten by the thing, I'm in.
All right. Zachy, this episode's going long, but I'm having a good time and I don't care.
Yeah.
So I am, again, very excited for the NFL season. And I heard this the other day and I thought, today for trivia, I am going to test your knowledge on the top selling NFL jerseys for this coming season.
Okay.
Here's how we're going to do it. I have 10 of them. I can tell you the positions. All you got to do is get 5 before you get 5 wrong and you win. Do you want the positions?
So I take top 5 jerseys.
No, 10. I just need 5 of the 10.
5 of the top 10?
Uh-huh.
For just total?
Total
Mahomes
sales.
Got to be up there.
Do you want the positions or no?
Sure. Have to write stuff down.
6 quarterbacks,
Yeah.
1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, and 2 defense.
Okay. So Kelsey's got to be the tight end.
Which one?
Travis.
Okay. You Mahomes and Kelsey. You got 2.
Right. Okay. After that, for jerseys, I'm going to go with dead air. Herbert.
Herbert is incorrect.
Incorrect. Okay. Rodgers?
For which team?
Doesn't make a difference. Hopefully the Jets. The fucking animals.
Number 2. I didn't tell you.
God.
Mahomes was number 1. Kelsey, number 5. Aaron Rodgers' Jets jersey is the number 2 selling jersey.
That's disgusting. More quarterbacks?
You need 4 more quarterbacks. I'm
going to go with Jackson. You wouldn't have done this whole rigmarole if he wasn't up there.
Lamar Jackson, I think, was like number 13. You know why? Because everybody already bought his jersey the last couple of years.
It's true. I don't know. Who else is exciting? Hurts?
Do you want to phone a friend or no?
I'll phone Rothman.
Hurts, number 6, correct.
Jesus, he sucks balls. And Hurts sucks too. I need a shot at answer. And how many do I have?
So far, you have 4. You need 1 more for the win, but we're going to keep going.
Justin Jefferson, the receiver.
Nope.
No?
Not the receiver. JJ, no.
Not the receiver. What are the positions?
You need 3 more quarterbacks, 2 defense, and 1 wide receiver.
Jesus Christ.
See, the reason you're not 3 of these, by the way, are on one team that if you just stop and think about football, you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot that's a thing.
Oh. Prescott's,
Dallas. Prescott's, yep. Dak is number 7.
So then it's C.D. Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb is number 9.
What else they got? Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard.
Defense.
Oh, what's his face? Diggs' brother. Little Diggs.
Oh, no.
Dak Gwynn? Isn't he in your family?
Micah Parsons.
Oh. I don't know. I'm out.
Ready? Well, you win. Mahomes, Rodgers, Burrow, Micah Parsons, Travis Kelce, Hurts, Dak, Josh Allen. I own one of them. CeeDee Lamb and TJ Watt.
TJ Watt?
TJ, yes.
This is ridiculous.
And last thing, Zachy, it is a new month, which means, are you feeling like you have any guilty pleasures?
I know Andrew does.
For the month of August, I hide my bad under my plaid. Or is it plaid? That's what it looks like.
I think it's plaid. Oh, God. Look at that beefcake.
I know, right?
God.
Booze, your daddy, the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We went long, but we had fun. Before we
the funniest episode of all time, I think. At least I thought it was.
I think maybe for us. Zach, 2 new smoke shows on the scene. Sandra Bullock, her longtime boyfriend died of ALS, and Natalie Portman is newly single. At their peak, which one? This broke up.
Natalie Portman, peak and her valley. I don't care. Let's go.
Sandra Bullock in the net or Speed?
That Wildcat? Please. Natalie Portman in The Professional?
We out.